Welcome to the work zone. This is where we do a lot of the magic at Hedonisia, and as you can see right now, it's a disaster. So this video is just about some of the maintenance activities to keep this place in order. One of the things is that we store our paints. First thing I'll show you is the paints. We actually use an old fridge to store the paints in, and we keep them all in there. And that way it keeps all this chemical stuff of the paints and the smells of all of that, the fumes. Once you close the fridge, it's gone. It's keeps it all nice and sealed up. In here we have all the paint stuff, like the paint brushes, the trays, the containers, the paint can openers, they're all there. And this is where things go crazy. What we try to do overall is to have this area as a work area. So what we want to do in this area is always clean it. One of the things is organizing all the tarps and tents. The tarps, we want to fold those as neatly as possible. And what we do is we stack our tarps in this area. This is where we put all our broken tarps, old tarps. We stack them all neatly in here. Now, one of the jobs that definitely needs to be done is we try to separate the tops and the shade cloth. We have lots of old pieces of shade cloth which we use to repair some of the structures, to keep the mosquitoes out. We use these in a lot of different things. And so with these now, what we're doing with these is we're packing up the tent, the shade cloth, and we're putting them in tent bags. We use those for the shade cloth, and we use those to store other things. And the old tents themselves, we use those as well, and we store those in there, and we use those in various projects. Often for weed control, a really old tarp is good for that. So I'm just demonstrating with one, where we take the shade cloths. So that way we got tarp and shade cloth in here. Gloves we put over here. All our gloves are here. Volunteer clothing is here. We try to keep that nicely organized. And this area we have screws, and we try to put the same things. This is a great job to give to people, is if someone's unskilled in the world of tools, just tell them to match what looks like the other, put it in a jar, and line them up. We try to keep everything looking relatively neat, so when someone who's skilled is working on a project and they come in here, they're able to see all the things with just a glance. Right here, we got the different spanners, we got more screws in there. In here, we got all our selection. You can come in close. You can see we organize the screws in there. So when we're organizing this, we would organize the screws, put those away. Wood, we would take down to Lonohale storage, all the wood stuff, because we're trying to keep this area as a clutter-free work area. This one of the workshop, there's beautiful artwork in the back. This one used to be the old shower, that's why we have the artwork in there. And now we use it for garden tools. So it changed from shower to garden tool shed. And this is where we have all our tools. Broken tools we put in here, but broken tool heads. We put them in there because every now and then we get someone who's skilled and who knows how to fix these things and put handles on them. This tool shed, so you can see how we're moving along. We got the work shed zone, we got the garden tool zone. This one here is the chemical tool shed. And you can see the little skull and crossbones up there, chemicals. And this is where we have all the stuff that's liquidy, gunky, chemically, the oils, the car liquids, the poisons for insects, brake fluid, all of that stuff that's chemical. We're trying to keep it in one area because, you know, it's chemical. We're trying to be an eco-hostel, so we realize that we have to use some of these things in the course of our community maintaining it, but we don't want to have it all over the place, so we just use it when we have it. The final section is this one. This one is the what we call the valuable tool shed. This is where the actual tools are. the saws, all the things that are valuable, the pliers, the actual tools that we're working with. You can see all of them. We try to stack them as neatly as possible, and in fact that's one of the great maintenance jobs. Maintaining the tool shed is one of the great rainy day jobs. One of the big rules about organizing the tool shed is whenever you're putting things away, never just hide things in corners. Try to put everything in a way that it is visible to the eye. So that way, when someone's coming in here to look for a tool or look for a piece or look for something they need, they don't have to scrounge and rummage around looking behind things. They see things laid out in a much neater way. This is another valuable area for more of the valuable tools. We keep our sandpapers in here. Drill bits we tend to keep in here. We keep things in here that wear down, that we don't want to encourage people to use. And we also keep the batteries and everything like that here. One of the basic rules of our tool shed is that we don't lend tools. People doing personal projects on the property and wanting to use the tools, it's a sign of respect when they ask to use a tool, and it's got to be a tool that won't wear down. Like a drill bit, and they're doing a lot of drilling, they're going to use up our drill bits. If they're using something that's going to be used, then we want to work out some sort of whatever. Either they buy a few extra drill bits or something like that. But we try to basically conserve what we have. If someone respectfully asks and it's something that they're using and then bringing back right away neatly, great, no problem, you know. But we do like to have people respect the fact that the tool shed it's a Hedonisia tool shed. It's for keeping the property. And when we've let people use a lot of things in the past, then when we need them, then we don't have it because it's already broken or used or put away somewhere else. So that's the only bummer thing there. You know, we try to keep the Hedo tools for Hedonisia. Aside from that, I think that's the main set of instructions. You can see how we lay things out. It's all over, but again, it's all laid in such a way that you can see it with your eyes. And I think that closes out the tool shed video. Thank you very much. Aloha.